Incredible people in the world of sports and athletics who've shared some things that when I heard it, I thought, this could not speak more to what we do at Neolife. And so I just want to share a few thoughts from what I consider to be some of the most incredible leaders of building teams and cultures and winning and success that there is, that I think can make a difference in your business here at Neolife. And Ashley and Daniel will love this first one. But I want to go to Nick Saban. If you don't know Nick Saban, it's important to know this. He is considered to be the greatest coach of all time in college football. I think he's won 7 national championships, I believe. And just, he is known as I said, one of the greatest leaders, team builders, coaches to create success has ever been. And I heard a recent YouTube, podcast of his where he was getting interviewed. And he said that he really believed in this philosophy that in life and in sports or in business, whatever you do, you got 5 choices that you get to make. You get 5 choices that you get to make. You can choose to be bad at what you do. You can choose to be bad. And that is a choice. You show up late, leave a little early, cut a corner here, you're running a sprint, and you don't go, you stop maybe 6 inches short of the line before you touch the line and run back, because it's only 6 inches, right? See, that you can choose to be bad. That's one choice you have. Cut corners, lack effort. Second, he says, is you can choose to be average. Yeah, you show up on time. Yeah, you stay till the finish. Sure, you're going to touch the line and run back. But you kind of meet a standard. You meet a standard. You can choose to be average. He said the third choice in life you have is you can choose to be good. And he said, honestly, this is probably what is expected of most people to do. And he said, honestly, in most environments, being good gets praised. So you may come a little bit early, you may stay a little bit late, you're definitely going to touch the line. He said, fourth, you can choose to be great. You can choose to be great. And he says, some people choose to be great. And a lot of people see being great as the pinnacle of what you can choose to be or do. But he says, there's another standard that I set for our team. There's another standard that we're going to live by. We're not going to be bad. You're out of here. You're off the team. You're not going to be average, because we don't have a culture where people can be average. You're not going to be good if you're at Alabama. You're not going to be good. And don't even think about coming into this building and think that you're going to be great, and we're going to allow that to be the standard. We're not going to be great. He says we're going to choose to be number 5. We're going to be world class. World class. We are going to set an example that is so far above even what great teams do, that when a great team beats us, they storm the field. Because they know they just beat someone that's world class, not even great. He said that's the standard we've set at Alabama, is we are world class. We don't accept being great. We don't accept being good. We don't even think about average or bad. World class is the standard. And he says, in order to be world class, it takes special. You have to have a special focus. You have to have a special commitment. You have to have a special discipline. You have to have a special attitude. You have to have a special mindset. You have to take special actions. And you have to be special in every element of the game. From your preparation, to your practice, to your study, to your film review, to everything that you do. And he says that is the standard. And so I want to encourage you that you have an opportunity while you're here this weekend to think about your own life or Neolife business. And you get to make these choices too. That when we leave Jamaica, are we going to leave here and go home and settle for being good? Oh man, we're going to I've got a good business. I've got a good team. We've got a good company at Neo-Life. Are we going to settle for good? And there's a lot of people that do. Some may even say, hey, no, we're not going to settle for good. I'm going to go home and I'm going to build a great business. I'm going to go build a great team. I'm going to have a great company. But I want to challenge you that I think for many of you here today, if you do settle for good or great, if you settle for good or great, which you will probably get praised by a lot of other people for being good or great. You'll get a lot of recognition. You'll probably get a lot of praise. I think you'll be selling yourself short if you're here today. If you earned this trip and you settle for good or great, you will absolutely sell yourself short. You need to settle for world class. It's a totally different mindset. World class mindset is when you see a bar, you go, I got it. Wait a minute, I got to get to 8,000 points to get on this trip? That's nothing. I'll do 8, I'll double that. I'll do 16,000. Because my business needs it. I got to sponsor one person a month. Are you kidding me? I'm world class. That's nothing. I've got that. So I want to encourage us. Choose your 5. Choose your 5. But I'll promise you, you're selling yourself short if you choose anything other than world class. Now, I will say this. To be world class, Nick Saban will say this, not me. Nick Saban will say, to be world class, it's going to take 100x what it's going to require you to be just good or even great. That's what it's going to require. But I will promise you this. I have been doing direct selling long enough and seen enough people that, man, if you decide to set your standard at world class and you leave from this event with a mindset, a focus, a determination, actions on world class, it'll be worth it in the long run. I've never met a high-level leader that has accomplished the highest levels of leadership in direct selling. I've never met one of them that is world class. Not one of them have ever said, and trust me, it took a lot of work to get there. 100x what most people would be willing to do. But I've never heard one of them say, that wasn't worth it. If I could go back again, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't have built it. I've literally never heard one. Every single leader that I've seen that has set the standard of world class and has achieved that have said, it is so worth it. And if it got taken from me, I would do it all again because it was so worth it. Building this business at that level is so worth it in the long run. To have the choices and the freedom and the security that Dr. Miller talked about. The impact on other people's lives. The personal growth that they've seen in their own life and people on their team. Just all of those factors, they'd say it's worth it in a heartbeat. So I want to encourage you, you can go home and settle to be good or great. That's okay. We're going to love you 100%. You're going to be recognized. You'll probably even earn the next trip if you're great, if you're good. But I think some of you in here, you can be world class if you set your intention to it. And then I love this. The next one is speaking of this world class and the effort that it takes to be world class. Recently, I don't know if y'all know the name of Tom Brady. He's only the greatest football player of all time without even a questionable debate. He's just, I think he's won also 7 Super Bowls. Or he won 7 Super Bowls, which I think is the most ever by any quarterback or anything like that. And, Tom Brady had just an aura about him. And recently it came out, and I love this. Recently it came out, so Tom Brady played for the New England Patriots, won 6 Super Bowls. And as soon as he left, he literally left New England, left and went and signed with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But I think it was his first season. The first season with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, no offense if you're a Tampa Bay fan, has not been a great franchise. First season, wins the Super Bowl. No one thinks he's going to do it because it's Tom Brady, and that's what he does. And so Tom Brady spent 3 or 4 seasons there. And they have a new quarterback coming in this last season. His name is Baker Mayfield. I would say in the category of good or great, he's a good quarterback in the NFL. He can even sometimes play like a great quarterback in certain games. He's a good quarterback. He's not Tom Brady. And he said this. He said, you know, I think they brought me in to be the quarterback because, you know, when Tom was there for those 3 or 4 seasons, I mean, everybody was just so stressed out. It was just so stressful. And, you know, I think they brought me in to kind of, you know, liven it up and to, you know, make it, you know, to reduce the stress and all of that kind of stuff. And Tom Brady heard that and jumped on and to comment back to it, and he goes, I thought not winning Super Bowls was stressful. That's stressful to me is not winning Super Bowls. That's the attitude between good and world class.